Welcome back to Paranormal Lens. On this week's very exciting episode, we will be talking about people on TikTok and YouTube that exploit celebrity deaths for profit and views, all through a paranormal lens. Welcome to our podcast, where we take deep dives
looking at various topics through a
Paranormal Lens.
I think that's the shortest, to the point intro we've ever had.
I really think it is. Like, it didn't even feel.
Yeah,
That did not
no,
feel natural.
like Ben was just like, we are doing this now. We're getting to the point. This is what we're doing.
After last week's, I knew something had to be done.
Oh,
For
I
the
don't think
people
there was
that
anything wrong with last week.
What do you mean? What was wrong with last week?
should we tell? So if you listened to last week's and you're worried we'll go down this path of repeating it, don't.
We're not. We
We're
won't.
not. I just want to tell the listeners that Angela was talking about very inappropriate ads.
Oh my
And then
God.
we played rock, paper, scissors 3 times, all before even mentioning what the topic was. So, we're not doing that today. Today we're getting right to the point, because I feel like this past year, do you guys feel like this past year, like there's been a lot of like celebrity deaths?
What celebrities have died? I don't keep.
I honestly
these.
haven't paid attention.
I feel like there's
I
like
feel
that span,
terrible.
like Ozzy, once Ozzy died.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Ozzy, yeah.
Rest in
Uh-huh.
peace. Like I
Uh-huh.
feel like a lot of like there's been a lot of notable people that I've just been
Yeah.
hearing about the celebrity deaths. Everywhere from at work, in the meetings. When you see people, they're like, "Oh my God, so and so just died. Did you see the news?" And you go on TikTok, and it's a someone with their spirit box, and all aboard the crazy train comes through their radio,
Mm-hmm.
because
I never knew people did this.
Angela, where have you? I mean, lucky you. We were mentioning to Angela like, hey, there's all these people that exploit these celebrity deaths. It's
Mm-hmm.
been going on for years. Lucky, I mean, if we did this 5 years ago, we might have to break our rule calling out individual people, because there used to be one main player in this space on YouTube. Um, but now it's like everywhere, everyone on TikTok. It happens
I
every
never
time a
had.
celebrity dies. People
Yeah.
take out their spirit box, and one of two things is happening. One, either, like I kind of alluded to, it's a singer that dies, and they use devices to tap into the radio, so they just hear the songs every radio station plays,
Yeah.
as tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
these are all notable figures, and they just are faking it. Or they're taking, I guess there's three things that could be happening. Or they're misinterpreting actual voices and like just hearing what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And either way,
I know, there's one case in particular that, I think of when when you brought off up the topic was that, what was it that, um, there was a couple, last year where the husband possibly, killed his wife or something, and they were out on a hike or out in the woods, and they couldn't prove anything because he was posting the whole time from her account. I don't remember the name of them.
is this
Oh,
like a true
yeah.
crime
This
thing?
was
Yeah,
like
it was a
a.
true crime thing.
Wasn't one of the names Gabby or
Yeah,
something like
Oh,
I
that?
think so.
I know
And
what you're talking about.
after she went missing and he had
Gabby Petito.
reappeared. Yeah, Petito,
Yeah,
that's what it
that.
was.
We
Ever
we're paranormal. We don't mix it and match the true crime and paranormal. We
No,
try to.
yeah.
I don't like true
But
crime stuff.
yeah, I mean, I like true crime, but I feel like I used to do a lot of it when I was paid more attention to it back in the day, and then
Do you know
I
what's
my brain almost
funny? Like,
what?
kind of like a small little sidetrack, but when I talk to people about me liking the paranormal and to the stuff like that, they automatically like clump in true
True
crime with
No,
crime.
they
it,
do.
Yeah.
and I
But
don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean
But
that.
yeah.
No, I
I
mean
hate true. I
let's
don't
go
like
down
true
this
crime.
rabbit hole
No.
for a second, just because we got to
Mm-hmm.
it. Sorry, Bree, but it
No, it's fine.
it kind of taps into this whole thing. Is like true crime now is either one of two things: either it's just repetitive and boring, or it's glorifying and exploiting deaths for
Mm-hmm.
profit and for views. So
Yeah. And
Kind of goes in line with what we're talking about.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say is like what happened with the Petito case was like all these people came out of the woodworks like, "Oh, I'm getting messages that this is where the body is or this is where the guy's hiding or this is what happened." And it's like but at the same time we there was all the stuff going on in Canada with like Native American children being found and everyone's like where are all these psychics like when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you're
So
Like
tapping
they only
into
care
bigger.
about the bigger
yeah, so it's
So
like all of these
popular
people were
thing.
like tapping into these popular cases, true crime cases that were going on, but nothing was being talked about the minor stuff or not
Yeah.
even the minor stuff that was it was also big at the time but like
it's just not trending, and there's
yeah
no available information online to psychically, quote unquote, psychically tap into, aka Google, or to pull from if you want to pull real voices
yeah
to put in your spirit box.
mm-hmm
Um, but you're tapping into something, Bree, that I guess is I didn't even think of them in the same category until now. But do you think because we had a case and there are people out there that they work with law enforcement. They're like psychics. And there was this one lady at the
Mm,
Festival of Oddities even that we did that came up to us and she gave us her business card and she was trying to sell her book to us that she's written several books that she alleges she solved, not officially, it's not legally solved, but she claims through her visions and her psychic impressions that she solved a number of cold cases and
hmm
she's selling books about it. Do you lump those people in the same category as what's the line
yeah
between that and as you're describing with is it just new
I feel
technology?
so the thing is I am more of thinking like the mainstream things. I feel like, yes, in some sense they can be lumped in together, but when it's a mainstream topic, mainstream case, mainstream person, a celebrity, and people immediately hop on that bandwagon because it's so like big in that moment to just essentially gain traction of people who have that clickbait or the trending hashtag or whatever. They're doing that to get the views. They're doing it to get the likes. They're doing it to get themselves out there because it's a trending thing. So
I
like
didn't
people
know this was trending, and that's so funny to me that people even
so
do
the
this.
when you're talking about the that certain individual who um helped solve true crime like
Hmm.
supposedly helped solve some cold cases. None of them were necessarily trending, right? They
Hmm
were cold cases. They weren't anything that someone that every single household knows about. Like,
Right.
so I feel
But
like that it falls in different categories.
it
A little
does.
bit, yeah.
But once I feel like there starts to be somewhat of a similarity when you start selling books. Like is
True.
that component, like the profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Does
Yeah.
now did this lady, um, I don't remember this conversation, but did
I
this
don't either.
lady like when she said that she believes that she saw some of these like missing peoples or murder cases, these true crime cases or whatever, is she involving like the details of whatever this true crime is, or is it basically talking about her psychic abilities and how she thinks she solved a few, but
right.
doesn't go into the details of
I
what these cases are?
I would
I feel like it make a big
hesitate from going
difference.
down this rabbit hole too much just because I didn't read the book, but from what I
Yeah,
gathered
yeah.
from her, from what I gathered from this scenario, and this isn't like an isolated instance, there's other people like this out there that make similar books. She this case has not been solved yet. It's just like presenting her evidence, whatever that looks
Or-
like,
Okay.
as to who she believes or what happened with this missing person.
Hmm.
Just like presenting a case, so to speak, based on her psychic testimony.
You
Yeah.
know, I just feel like personally, because it is this thing where um like what is it, like police departments or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they might hire psychics to help um figure out these missing people
Mm-hmm.
cases or what other cases are happening. Like this is a thing, like you can't deny that. So
No.
what I'm wondering is, if people are so determined thinking that their abilities are right, and generally actually feel like they may have figured out or solved a case, I feel like the police should like look into it to an extent and see, you know.
Well, I feel like there's two routes to go. There's the in private or, behind the scenes, so to speak. You
Mm-hmm.
go to law enforcement, or maybe you, if they don't listen, you try to gather as much evidence that proves what you
Yeah.
saw. Or there's the route where you go and do the media blitz and you sell a book. I feel like that
Yeah.
angle of it kind of taps a little bit into the exploitation category, which
That's
again is
true.
speaking to a larger conversation about true crime and its place within the paranormal field, um, which I don't think we intended on talking about this episode, but
Well, I mean, they kind of
I'm glad
link
we got,
together.
yeah, I'm glad we somehow got to this place, and they
Yeah.
really do kind of go hand in hand, especially when you
Mm-hmm.
talk about the Gabby Petito stuff. Um, and that was not too long ago either.
Yeah, that was like
2 years ago.
last summer.
Yeah. You know
Last
what
I
else?
summer,
think it
2 years
was
ago.
two summers ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't
Like I
know.
said, I didn't really follow it.
me
It
It
might
just
have
neither.
been
it was
5 years ago.
literally
I
just
do
like
not
every
know.
every couple scrolls on TikTok was some sort of
Yep.
psychic or some sort of
Hmm.
true crime like page that was like, "Oh, this is new evidence or new things about the Petito case." And I'm
Yeah.
like, I
Yep.
don't
Ah!
need stop.
I got for a while after Lorraine Warren died. Every ghost hunter was talking to Lorraine Warren on the spirit
Oh,
box,
Mm.
and
I
I
wouldn't be
Mhm.
think
surprised about that now.
I
Yeah.
think that pissed off some people. I think in that circle,
Yeah.
you know,
Like
Yeah.
who?
just the people that are we've talked on. We did a whole episode on Ed and Lorraine Warren. I believe we alluded to the Warren cult, the
Warren
cult of
Cole.
Warren.
The Cole
Um,
of Warren.
now I will
I feel
say
that's a
though,
little harsh.
I will say if someone was doing automatic painting, kind of like on a street corner, kind of channeling
Mhm.
their inner Ed as kind of like a fun way to pay homage, I wouldn't mind. But the whole believing you're talking to Lorraine Warren through a spirit box after she died, and everyone is also talking to her ghost, that does fall into that category of celebrity deaths and public personas that it does come off as exploitation and profiting off deaths for profit. Plus, the elephant in the room.
What? What's
Everyone
the other?
knows Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
How many of these ghost hunters does Lorraine Warren know? Why would,
None of them,
yeah,
most
exactly.
likely.
Why would, what's a good, like, fake ghost hunter name?
Um,
Just
Zip
sit
Farron.
paranormal.
I don't
Zip
know.
Farron?
I
Okay,
have no idea.
why would Zip Farron in rural
Just watch. This is a
Iowa?
real group or name
Yeah.
out there. Just
Um,
watch.
what do we have to put, like, what do the books say, like uh this is entirely fiction and doesn't any resemblance of a real person is entirely coincidental. It's not even a synchronicity. It's just
Coincidence. Yeah.
so anyway, Zip Farron in rural Iowa. He's never met Lorraine Warren. He's never talked to Lorraine Warren. He discovered who she was a week ago when he was scrolling on TikTok and saw that she died. He turns on his spirit box and suddenly every
It's
voice
talking.
is her. Why would she be talking to him?
Yeah.
Is this how ghosts work? Are ghosts, do you have to have a connection to a ghost in order to for them to communicate with you? Can you conjure a ghost to communicate with you? Do they listen? Are they tethered to certain places? Can 500 people theoretically even be talking to Lorraine Warren or anybody at the same time with no connection to them after they died?
Hmm.
Is this even possible?
Hmm. Hmm.
I tend to go down the avenue of like Occam's razor, like, you go start with the simplest explanation, and this just seems very far-fetched and far-reaching to think that all these people who have no connection to the celebrity and have no reason why they would be talking to these people are t communicating, and the family members of the celebrities aren't having any interactions at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be wild.
It's just it's
Yeah,
wild. It's wild.
I feel
It's
like
far-fetched.
they can try and talk to whoever, but realistically, you're not talking to them. Like, it's kind of like what's a what's a well-known entity or spirit at a haunted location?
Zozo,
Like no, no, like
Annabelle.
it's not real. Annabelle. Yeah, yeah, Annabelle.
Zozo's not
So
real.
say so say
We did a whole episode, guys, on Zozo as well, and
wait, wait,
Annabelle,
wait.
and Annabelle.
So say you're like in your house, you turn on the spirit box and you're gonna try to talk to Annabelle the doll. You're not gonna be talking to Annabelle the doll. Like that's stupid. Like anyone who thinks that, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, but I jokingly said Zozo, but it is an interesting conundrum we've walked into right now. People have Zozo encounters all the time. There's probably, at any given time, like if I encounter Zozo, theoretically, right now, someone
Mhm.
in California could also be talking to Zozo at the same time. I don't know Zozo. I didn't conjure Zozo, but multiple people are experiencing Zozo. So why can't that be the same for other entities? Is it just because Zozo is allegedly a demon?
I think of it as that Zozo is associated with the Ouija boards, and that's how you can communicate and talk to Zozo is through a board. I
So
don't
that's the
think
tether.
Zozo comes through a spirit box.
Okay, so that's still an element. That makes sense. Like there's that tether, there's that piece of it, the
Yeah.
board, and that essentially is, even if it's not a physical tether, puts you in that state of mind.
Yeah, like yeah. I
But
think that you
but
get
if you're on TikTok and you are going live and a million people are watching, all hoping that Annabelle comes through, could that create a
kind
genuine encounter with Annabelle, even if it's an egregore in a
like
way?
all these yeah, like kind of like an egregore, like all these people are coming together and hoping and trying to communicate with whatever. Maybe they are conjuring it.
Wait, so TikTok
But
lives sound like a virtual seance?
oh, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I don't like any of this. This sounds way too
It is.
complicated.
A TikTok
I
live is a virtual seance. You got all these people
My
focused in on
brain
something.
hurts.
You have an energy source, your phone. You have intent in your mind. You have millions of people coming together, watching the same thing at the same time, focused on the same words and the same everything on the screen that's happening, and they are invested. Half the people, probably more, have headphones in, probably even noise canceling headphones. They are, to some degree, isolated in this environment, or at least auditorily, we're going with it.
Hmm.
Um, at least they have some of their senses deprived and fully immersed in the environment of this communication session. This sounds like a seance. They can communicate in real time with a person. It's not like a static video.
Yeah.
So could
It's
someone be
just like a
communicating with
seance.
Lorraine Warren?
Maybe. I'm gonna still say no.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
still
no
gonna
too.
say no.
I'm gonna say no.
Like the
Because
likelihood is so low. I just
Anna
it's like
veers into exploitation
Yeah, and
territory.
well, it also has to do with intent. Like their intent isn't really to try and talk to Lorraine Warren. Their intent is to get views and
mhm.
to get attention. You know,
I mean,
their true
it
intent.
could be their intent to communicate with her, but like
Yeah. I mean, it
literally
could
with
be,
how
but I
things
don't know.
are nowadays in social media, are most people just, you know, trying to do things for views anyways? Like it really isn't
Yeah, kind
at this
of
point about like just putting work out there for fun. Like most people are doing it for
attention.
attention, validation,
Yeah.
views.
Ironically, they're doing the Warren method.
Yeah.
This is why we're not popular is because we're not really doing it for attention. We're doing it because we genuinely enjoy it.
We're popular. We made almost $1 on the podcast. Listen, once
Wow.
You know,
Beyond the
We're
Afterlife,
so rich.
once Beyond the Afterlife
Ow,
goes
ow,
live, I'm
stop.
telling you. What?
Sorry. Cat trying to steal a hair tie off wrist.
the foot on your neck. That's
That
the
sounds like a code, like like in hospitals they say like code brown, code blue. Um,
This is
you
code cat.
code
cat
cat.
cat
Cat
hair
hair
tie
tie
wrist.
wrist.
Code cat.
You didn't say and, you just said like very like straight cat
Ow,
hair tie
ow.
wrist.
I gotta put one of these
Whiskey
books
Tango
back.
Foxtrot. That's like the same.
Okay.
What are you doing, Angela?
I don't know where they got the hair tie from, but Daisy stole it and Yokai ran into the room crying and I had to take it from Daisy.
Angela just put on an official
Official
Ghost
ghost hunt.
Hunter button. Okay, so Brianna's getting her hair ties
Yeah.
stolen. Angela's putting her hair ties on. I'm just
It's
here
not a hair
existing.
tie.
It's not a hair
Oh,
tie.
what
That's
did I
a
say?
A
A
button.
pin.
button. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yep.
You
Oh,
little weirdo. What the heck is wrong with
I
you?
listen. I'm just trying to fill this
What
time, and
isn't wrong with Ben?
that's a whole separate podcast, you guys.
Next podcast.
Next podcast. What
What
is
is
wrong
wrong
with
with
Ben?
Ben?
Wrong with Ben. Anyway,
Listen,
where were we?
What's the
what's the
topic?
topic? I was saying once Beyond the Afterlife goes live, we'll be popular. You guys will see. We'll sell all this what's the
Merch.
topic
Oh my
t-shirts.
gosh.
And the t-shirt should say what's the t-shirt? Wait,
What's the
what's this
t-shirt?
t-shirt? What t-shirt?
We'll have what's the topic t-shirts and Uncle Bunkable name tags.
And a button that says this is my hair tie.
This is my hair. Okay.
Listen,
Fine.
what's wrong with me? I'm just a bit bot. I just create all these bits and inside jokes, and all the people listening love that about me. I'm a bit machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We'll have stickers with our hate comments on them too.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that. Like, I'm so excited for that. There's some good ones out there.
there's some good ones. Um, where do we go from here?
I don't know. I kind of got lost in the sauce there.
Yeah, same.
So to wrap things up then, because we might be ending this one early, but that's only because I think this conversation has run its course. We're in the rambling, getting to the end of.
Oh, there was one part of this that I wanted to talk about when you talked
Oh,
about it for
yes.
like 5 seconds
Let's go
because you
back into
mentioned
it.
yeah, you mentioned spirit boxes for like 5 seconds and you're like, yeah, like when um we have pop singers or artists who pass away and then people are listening to radio station or like using spirit boxes and they happen
I
to
hear
hear
their
part of
music.
their song come through. It's like yeah, spirit boxes, they're a thing and they're a great tool for investigating. But I don't know your guys' opinion. It is not the most reliable piece of equipment either.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we've all talked about it and have agreed on
They're
that because
fun.
they're great for a
one,
crowd. They're great for a crowd.
Yeah, it's great
The
for a crowd,
public. Yeah.
but for one, it is literally a device that rotates fast, like very fast through radio frequencies.
It's intentionally a broken radio.
Yeah. So yeah, and it is to create white noise. But when you're
Yeah.
in a place where you have interference in those radio waves, you're gonna get interference and hear
What's music?
music, voices, commercials, like,
Mm-hmm.
and first time beginner investigators, and I see it a lot, like on social media or in um shows where they're like, oh my gosh, this was a voice, and it dead ass just sounds like part of a State Farm commercial. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
we did Paranormal Society in college, and we would train the new freshmen on the equipment. We would always tell them, yes, this is to create white noise, but you're going to get interference. And typically, you are not anything that is less than one syllable is just interference.
And
Most likely,
yes,
yeah.
but also it
And
is a radio. Like it
yeah,
is, its function is
hmm
if you don't sweep,
but
it will just
ex
play the radio.
yeah. And you should always like take a baseline. If you're getting a whole bunch of interference right off the bat that isn't relevant to your questions, conversation, anything, you're probably just in a high frequency area where there's a lot of interference, and Spirit Box isn't going to be a good tool to use. But
Yeah.
say
Or
you're in the middle of middle of nowhere where you have no interference and all you're getting is white noise. And then all of a sudden, like 15, 20 minutes later, something comes through.
Mhm.
That's probably something.
Another thing too is all your broken radio is just working.
Yeah,
Like you
or
hear
that.
one of the stations, it's
Hmm.
sweeping,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or it's just being a
I
radio.
hmm
There's many I'm just saying there's many
there's so many
reasons
explanations. Like
Yeah.
we do use Spirit Box a lot in our investigations,
paired with other
but usually
devices
we pair it with other things.
To
or
Uh,
help validate what
through
we're hearing.
exactly.
or through something like the Estes method, which we're not going to go into on this episode, like
Hmm.
what the Estes method is. We'll do that on a later podcast. But, um, my opinion, to be honest, changed about the spirit box a while ago. I don't think any voice is a spirit voice. I think it's
Really.
all
I think I know what you're gonna say.
synchronicity. I think
Synchronicity.
it's all
I
synchronicity.
think
I
I think it's
think,
a big channeling type of thing because
Yeah.
you're in like
mhm,
you're hearing this white noise. I do think still that like ghosts or spirits can come through and
Hmm.
interfere and speak through
Yeah.
that, but I
But
think
that's
a
the thing
lot
is
of it is
it's
also
yeah, it's still a
yeah,
theoretical piece of
yeah.
equipment.
right? But like,
I
Like,
still
hear
but
hear
think
all
me
a
out.
ghost
lot of
hunting
it
equipment
is
is.
Hear me
still
out. Hear me out. If all I'm saying is if, and I've said this before, I don't necessarily know if I believe in intelligent hauntings. I think most, if not all, hauntings are residual or just energy. So, going off that just as context, if you have back and forth, quote unquote, communication with the spirit, if you're talking about, like Angela said, something hyper specific about a serial killer, then you hear that very serial killer's name come through the spirit box, and then you have a whole conversation responding directly to all your questions. If the argument is, oh, it's just the radio, or that's just radio interference, that's still a synchronistic response to the question
mhm.
you asked.
Hmm.
Am I wrong?
Mm,
I
So,
guess not.
if you have a full conversation, and to extrapolate that, I really think it's more realistic, in my view, that all responses are just synchronicities. And like Angela said, it's more of like a easier way
you
to channel, especially if you deprive your other
yeah.
senses while doing it. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Don't expect anyone to agree, but
Yeah. I just have to say, I don't know if I've mentioned this one instance I used a spirit box for an investigation back in college. We were at the Howell Opera House, and
Mhm.
um
I
this is
don't know
like
what this is.
the one like experience with a spirit box that I can't explain to be either radio or something coming through, like some sort of interference, or even in what you're saying being like a synchronicity. We were sitting in the balcony of the Owl Opera House, just quiet, just calm, just letting things happen. And all of a sudden, the whole group heard someone yawn, but nobody registered it. And then after a few seconds, we all looked around and were like, wait a minute, who yawned? None of us had yawned, and we were going back, having this conversation, trying to figure out who it is. And at the time, we didn't notice it. We had the spirit box playing. I went back and listened to the recording, trying to, one, hear the yawn, two, hear if there was any other EVPs. And the spirit box was going, like I said, and a voice came through over multiple different channels. And we didn't notice it at the time. And it said, "Did you yawn?"
The spirit box said that?
Yes.
And you caught it
Yes.
after, like on the
And we
recording.
we didn't hear it at the time. I heard it afterwards, listening to the voice recorder. And like I said, it was over multiple channels, and it took that long to say it. It wasn't like a "did you yawn?" It was a "did you yawn?"
Do you think in the moment you just registered it as a real person, so you didn't respond,
I
or did you just completely not hear it?
I feel like we just completely didn't hear it because we were so in depth in like trying to figure out who said like who yawned. I keep saying this and I'm so sorry to listeners because I'm probably going to trigger you to yawn. Um but literally we just totally blanked out the spirit box at that point and had moved on with the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not thinking about it. It was a like wild to listen back onto and have that just be there. Like the ghosts were even confused what had happened.
So that would
So,
be yeah, 'cause
like I
that
wouldn't call
might
that a
fall
synchronicity because
because you
that's
didn't hear it.
something. No, we didn't.
Synchronicity is meant to be heard.
Yeah,
That might be an intelligent haunting.
exactly. Exactly.
Let's hold that
So,
thought though, because I think I want to talk about intelligent hauntings more on the next episode.
yeah.
Should we do a cliffhanger? Our first one?
Ooh, cliffhanger.
How do we end this now?
I don't know.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Paranormal Lens. If you liked what you heard, every 5-star rating and positive review tells the algorithms we're a worthy podcast and pushes us out to more listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next Thursday for another paranormal deep dive.